Hello, beautiful beings. How are we doing today? It's morning for me, so good morning, but I think pretty much me and Hawaii are still in morning, so good afternoon, everybody else. Let's see. Hi, Shawnee. Hi, Rainbow. Hi, Freezered. How we doing? So I redid this yesterday. Hi, Stars. I hope you're feeling better. And honestly, I'm not going to beat myself up about this unnecessarily, but I did realize I went back to look at the listing for the ink that I used on this one, and that was entirely my fault. I did not read the listing correctly. So I misunderstood. And so that's my fault. I also just as I was doing this one yesterday, noticing the difference in bleed between these two pens, I should have realized that something was up. And I did notice that it was bleeding really bad, and I mentioned that on stream, and I was like, but it'll be fine. So listen to your instincts, I guess, is another thing. And perhaps read listings before you purchase things. But I have purchased more pens that we get to test out when they arrive with waterproof ink, including some that are white. So that will be interesting to see how that works. So we're gonna work on this, but I also have some packages to open and a product to announce. If you are not in my Discord, then you haven't seen these yet. If you are a patron, you saw the preview of these a while back when I ordered them. But you know how I was saying I was gonna make those notepads? And I said that I was going to have my patrons vote on which design I would get first. I lied. The place where I ordered these from had a pretty significant sale over Black Friday. And so getting both of these designs was actually about the price that I would have paid for just getting one. So I got both. I got a small amount of both just to test them out and see how I like them, and these turned out great. I'm very pleased with them. I really like this one a lot better than the frog one, but I'm biased. So I think this turned out really well. I also rushed this design to get it ordered on the day of the sale because the sale was only a day long. And it turned out great. I'm very pleased with myself. But these will be up for pre-orders at some point. Like I said, I only got a small amount. So if I only sell as many as I have, that's fine. If people want more of them, then I will order more. But so far, it's just patrons who get access to the ones that I have printed now. I've already had some people claim some. So if you really want one of these and want to make sure you get one, becoming a patron for $1 would be a great idea right now. Other than that, I will work on the listings for these and get those listed as pre-orders on my website. Hopefully this weekend, but I'm not going to make any promises because my brain don't work right, So I am keeping one of each of these for myself, and I will probably use them. And it's good to just have one set aside for product photography and stuff. But these are each 50 pages. So there's a lot of pages. That's almost a full year of weeks. Not quite, but almost. So these will be $15 a piece. And I might do a discount if you want to get both together. I probably will do that. So yeah. Those are set. I did it. I also have some things. So I mentioned to you guys that I got some paints and some new brushes. We will open that package in a second. But I even remembered to undox this envelope so I could show you the cool stamp that this artist has. But I found this person on Instagram because one of their goals for their business this year was to mail something to every state in the United States, and they hadn't finished Alaska yet. So I looked at their stuff. I was like, if it's something I like, I will definitely get some. And I do be liking, because they had a bunch of possums. And I did have to open this because one of the stickers I got was a gift for somebody, and I wanted to make sure that I pulled it out first because they do be lurking in here sometimes. So Lavender Cowboy art is the thing, and they have their little info stuff down here. But we have a Protect Trans Folks Kids Rights Futures with a possum screaming, which very me. We also have a little possum with a pride flag, which is great. And they have different, you can get different finishes for them on the website. I got sparkly because it's sparkly. And then also this sheet because I needed it. So there's a possum, there's a raccoon, there's a skunk. That's Pioneer. Even though it's the wrong kind of skunk, it's close enough. And then clearly the crow is for Rainbow. Like, obviously. And I don't know, maybe All of Our Lives Are the Fire Dumpster. Or maybe that's Twitch. I don't know. We're all hanging out around the fire dumpster. Yes, good. And they have a lot of really cool stickers. I kept myself to a little bit because I don't have one. But I did want to grab some stuff. No, I think you're the sparkle stars because I did get the like star sparkle kind of finish on these ones. Hi, Dizzy. BP! Hello! But yeah, so this person is really cool and you should check out their stuff because they have cool stickers. And I found them just by happenstance, which is nice. That's one of the bonuses of me having spent more time on Instagram lately because I send reels to Cap and Cap sends reels to me, and that's one of our couple activities, I guess. It means that I've run into a lot more artists this year, which I really like. Who's flopping? Hi, BP. Again. And then I de-doxed this one too because I thought ahead. Hi, Felds. Yeah, exactly, Shawnee. She's like a nice scented candle. I think that if Stars was a scented candle, she would be like one of those sugar cookie ones or like a cake one, you know? Oh my gosh. This packaging is weird. I should not have ripped it like that. Oh well. It's insulated with recycled paper. So I should not have just ripped that because I just sent little shards of recycled paper literally everywhere. Let me dig the stuff out of here while I also spread more paper around. Okay, I think that's everything. And a bunch of paper. That's great. I love that for me. Oh my god. Like, goodness gracious. Hi, Aria! I don't think I said that yet. Leon's going to get a job right now because this is ridiculous. Which is he made to suction things off of clothing? Not really. But you know what? Oh, I do love that he rattles because there's dried ink in him. Yes, we love our son, Leon. Actually, maybe one of the attachments would work better for this, but that involves more thinking than I want to do at this precise moment. Oh my god, there's paper everywhere. Okay, that's a little bit better. I do need to erase the pencil lines on this, which means I will probably pull it out. But I got some paints and then a new set of brushes that were on sale pretty significantly. Because they had a bunch of different shapes that I don't currently have. What I should have done, which I didn't think of at the time, was look for another package of these. Because I really like the little one that I've been using, and this is where I got them. But we have new paintbrushes. And some of them are very small. Like, look at this guy. So pointy. So we'll probably play around with those a bit. Probably not for this project because I really need to not fuck around with this one and get it done so that I can get the file prepped. But it also came with a big wash brush, which I needed. I don't have one that's this size. And I don't have one that's like a good size handle. The only one I have is like an inch. And then the handle is like this big, which means it gets lost in my brush mug, which is a rainbow mug, just for the record. I'll drag it over and show you guys. Just in case anybody didn't know, Rainbow sells really cool stuff. So this is where all my brushes live. She did a thing for the Year of the Dragon. And I'm a dragon. So I also got to explain zodiacs to my... Here's the other brush that I was talking about. See, the 2-incher will be so much better for big projects. I am running out of room in here. I might throw away some for giveaway. I don't know. Does anybody want secondhand brushes? Maybe Jen does, actually. I'll message Jen and see if she wants brushes. I will take a sip. Ugh. Yeah, these don't all fit in here anymore, but that's okay. Everything is a mess, but so am I, so it's okay. I'm finding more and more little pieces of paper. Then I was saying something and it's not there anymore. I interrupted myself to say another sentence, so then I forgot the first sentence. Oh, I was explaining to my therapist about zodiacs yesterday, actually, because of this project. She asked if I'd been doing, like, any more processing art. And I was like, well, not as, because I showed her my visual dream journal. I was like, not as blatant as that, but here's this that I'm working on. And I did the fire horses because it's the year of the fire horse in 2026 for the Chinese calendar. And yeah. So I got to explain to her. She was like, I don't really know anything about zodiac. I saw something about a thing going into Aries, and I was like, yeah, that's the Greek zodiac. And I got to explain between the two. And so she got to discover what her Chinese zodiac was while we were talking yesterday, which is fun. So I needed to get more New Gamboge and Burnt Umber because my little tubes of them are almost out. Yeah, exactly. We were talking about, I almost said Mercury and Gatorade, but I said retrograde correctly instead of making the ha-ha while I was explaining stuff to her. So that's a little gold star for me, for sure. And then I got 4 tubes of this color. And you might be like, why would you get 4 little tubes of the same color, Katie? Because they are discontinuing this pigment. And I haven't used this one before, but I saw somebody mention that they were discontinuing the pigment, which means 1, the tubes were very on sale because they're trying to get rid of it. And 2, means that for artists that use this color, they're going to be willing to pay a lot more in the future if you have a tube of it. So I probably will use some of this myself, but I also got some other ones to like stockpile it, basically. Which isn't unusual for pigments to get discontinued, especially the oranges. This is an orange. But a lot of the pigments that are used, they change in availability based on where else the pigment is being used. So like, for instance, the auto industry uses a lot of pigment for car paints. So when, like, for instance, an orange color for a car fell out of fashion, a lot of the orange pigments were less available. So they just kind of rise and fall. It's not one that's like super toxic or anything. But yeah. So I got a bunch of those just because, like, why not? I'll have it, and then if somebody else needs it, I have more. Excellent. Love that, Rainbow. I hate that, like, people in the house feeling. And, like, I know I should just leave them alone, but I also feel like, I don't know, I need to be there in case they need something. Although, honestly, with maintenance stuff, I, like, with people coming into our house, because we do have a house, not an apartment, Greg, Brother Bean, almost always is the one to deal with them, because I'm like, he's just better with people than I am. Okay. So I did use the other ink pen that we know doesn't bleed for this. So we aren't going to have a repeat of last time. And I do really want to get this done. And we will also probably... Well, maybe this is big enough that I won't have to work on a second project, but I can work on the watermelon in addition to that, or the background on the pineapple. We'll see. Yeah, I got you, Rainbow. It's like, wow, why can't our extrovert people, like, although I know James isn't an extrovert, why can't our high masking introverts stay with us? There was 1 year where Greg was gone visiting my parents and our furnace stopped working. So I had to call somebody in, and it was because, like, something had frozen in the middle of Alaska winter, which was not great. So I had to deal with the maintenance people. Well, it was like 50 degrees inside of my house. And I did it. They also treated me like an idiot because I'm a woman. But, you know. Yeah, exactly, Rainbow. And, like, I am also very introverted and I mask pretty well. It's just fucking exhausting and I don't want to do it unless I have to. Okay. I didn't bring my iPad out here, which I should do at some point because that's my reference images. I got distracted by packages. I do think that this is close-ish to done. I might want to lighten up these dark points a little bit. They feel too dark in to just be the flesh of the pineapple versus those little spiky bits that you get inside. Those should be the darkest bit, and I think I matched those too closely. Then we also have the watermelon to work on still. But that can be later. I was thinking I wanted to look at this again since I haven't looked at it since Wednesday last stream. To see if I wanted to change anything, and I do. If I didn't want to change anything, we would have done the first layer for the background there. Oh, nice. Love that. There's still eraser dust all over this. Okay. I was thinking I might just do like a full wash of yellow over the entire paper. Because that's gonna be the color, but I am going to end up going over the text again digitally, I think. I was thinking I might want it to be white in the end, but I haven't. That's a decision I have not come to yet. I should also make sure that I have as much of the pencil up as I want up. Because once you put the watercolor on it, it locks it in there. There are some, like, little bungee bits in here. think that's acceptable. And then we can use our big brush, which is too big for this really, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I still haven't put the other painting that I need to get done on paper yet. I should be able to get that done this weekend. I also would like to like actually take a day off at some point this weekend. I don't know that that's gonna happen. We'll see. Okay, we're just gonna do full wash here. Very light color de month. Which will make the paper curl too, but like that's fine. This will just put our like base layer on. Hi, love. Yeah, this brush will be very good for like huge washes. I haven't done like a huge project in a long time. The two biggest, so I did a commission of two 11 by 17 pieces a long time ago. For someone to give as a wedding gift to their sibling. And this would have been really helpful then, but I used the smaller one that I showed you guys just a second ago. All right. Cool. Ooh, I will also just spill water all over the place. That's fine. Oh, thank you, Shawnee, for doing Cap's command. And I'm sure you did other commands earlier. So did Stars probably, and I didn't notice because my brain is not fully working. Yeah, tell her I say hello. That's another thing I need to do this weekend is pack up the gifts for Cap's family and send them. They're definitely not going to get there by Christmas at this point. Okay. I'm gonna do some other basic like background colors here, which is what we started doing on the other one before the frickin' ink was like, actually, fuck you. Hi, Blueberry Bean. How you doing, fellow bean? I feel like it's more than a little bit of spice, but I don't know. If it's what I think it is, I'm assuming that. Because I did react to that one already. Thanks for streaking in my chat. Awesome! That's great. I'm happy for you. That's fantastic. You were just streaking in my chat. Girl, my brain does not work. I'm tired. I did not get enough sleep last night. Okay. I was thinking I would do a cool color for these bricks and then warmer colors for the ones up top. Okay, it's all coming back to me. Well, some of it is. Let me lighten that up a little bit. Oh, nice. I got to talk about advent calendars with my therapist yesterday too. We haven't gotten into like the capital T trauma work yet. So basically my therapy appointments are just us shooting the shit. Like she'll come up with a question every once in a while to like ask about something specific that will probably be relevant later. Like, what's that? I forget where that screen clip is from, or the screen grab is from, but this is a secret tool that will help us later. It's very much that vibe. But I talked about the advent calendars that we have yesterday. You still got quite a few days going, so I'm sure it'll show up. And I'm very happy for you, Bean. Feel free to, like, if you want to join our Discord and post it in there and scream about it, you're super welcome to. But I also know that like Discords get really overwhelming, so that is an offer, not a command. Just for the record. Everybody is welcome, but you don't have to be there. I get it. Yeah, is it Mickey Mouse? I could not remember where it was from. I was just like, I have a vague memory of this thing. But it's so funny. She actually, something around the advent calendars I mentioned, and she was like, this is like not a good way to say this, but I'm excited to get further into this with you and help you process it. And I was like, yeah, you haven't heard any of the really bad stuff yet, even. It's pretty funny. I can't wait to tell her that, like, yeah, anybody who knows, like, any percentage of this has offered to kill somebody for me. So... Oh, also something I can mention. Dramachino, I like that. I'm going to do a Christmas Eve and a Christmas Day stream this year. I have scheduled them. They're on the Twitch schedule. I have not made a graphic or anything for them yet. It'll just be like a chill, just chatting and hanging out stream for both of those. But the Christmas Eve one will start at 5 p.m. Alaska time, which will be later for everybody else. That would be 6 p.m. Pacific and 9 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Cap time. excuse me while I get distracted by what I'm working on. Oh, you do? That's good. I thought that you weren't going to have her this year, so that's good. I'm glad. Well, I'm glad, especially then, that I did streaming without asking you about the schedule. Because you'll be busy. Trying to decide what color I want to lay in for the stone. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's so fair, Rainbow. And mostly I'm just doing it because, like, I feel like for a lot of us, there's some other family stuff with me, but because my mom was in the hospital over Christmas before she died, so, and then passed away on New Year's Day. So I feel like not just for that reason, but a lot of times Christmas and holidays in general can feel really isolating. So I like having a spot where you can come hang out that isn't super Christmassy either, because if you don't celebrate Christmas or if you're a different religion or whatever, you kind of get, like, that is also an isolating feeling. That's what I'm trying to say. So I think having a spot where we can just hang out and chat and stuff is nice. And I prefer spending my holiday with people I like and who like me. And that's you guys. So I figure I'd put it as just chatting. I'll probably end up working on something that isn't directly art. I have, I've been stamping the backs of my stickers with my username and like info. And I have a lot of those still to do. So we might just work on stamping those. Which can be annoying because I need to unpack them and then repack them, which means a lot of cello bag noises. But the last time I did that, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be for everybody, but I do have a different mic that I'm using now, so we'll see. I can also mute while I'm doing that. It's not a big deal. Hi, Dievra. Good to see you. All right, have fun. Oh, I do also have some games I need to play this weekend. I say need to. That is not really the correct terminology. Hi, Amma! Actually, the Christmas gift that I ordered for Amma arrived today, and it's beautiful. I was surprised at how quick it got there, too. I'm still waiting on the ones for Doodle. I also said that I was going to make Doodle something if they didn't mind waiting. So that's going to be a thing. So it's not going to arrive in time for Christmas. But the what? Yeah, I got you a gift. Got you a little gifty. I was very pleased. I did have to, I don't know, collab with Doodle on the idea, but we came up with something really good pretty quick, so. I love gift giving. Me and Doodle are like equally matched for the gift giving vibes. So we were both talking about like, who do we get for these people? Like, what do we get for these folks? And I was like, okay, what about this, this, and that? Then I was like, okay, but what about Amma? And Doodle gave me a couple suggestions like, oh, I know exactly what to do. Here, look. And they were like, oh my god, that's perfect. So I'm excited about it. Hi, Grim. But I do have some games I can do this weekend because I got some more free game codes. Which is exciting.
Show me your hands.
So I'll have to do that and then write my little reviews. I mean, again, I don't have to. Like, it's not a contract thing, but I will because I'm nice. And if I'm nicer, I will get more game codes. That's how it works. Oh, noted, Aria. Okay. Doing this rock and then doing the Grim things. Yeah, one of my things for next year is I definitely have to do a proper collab with Rainbow. At least one, probably more. But once I get that other laptop set up, I'll actually be able to do more like gaming collabs, because I think that's part of the reason why I don't get asked to collab very often is because I can't play games, which is generally how people be doing their collabs. So okay, I'm doing stretches. I'm doing water. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with doing like co-working collabs with folks, and I have done a couple where I'm just hanging out with people and chatting. But the last time I tried to do that on my stream, my laptop got overwhelmed and cut the power to the USB-C ports on it. And it overwhelmed me so much I started crying. So, yeah. Yeah, for sure, Grim. I'd love that. So yeah, it was a lot, which is part of the reason why Doodle set up the, from my understanding, GoFundMe to get me a new laptop. I just haven't had time to deal with it yet because like so much going on all the freaking time. But yeah, hopefully I'll have time to deal with that soon. And get that set up so that I can actually like maybe have one day of the week where I do games instead of constantly working. That would be nice. I should actually make a list of people I would like to collab with. That would be smart. Complimenting myself. I'm very knowledgeable about a wide array of things. I have suggested 3 separate books for my therapist that she hadn't heard of before. And yesterday she also said, I learned so much from you. We've only had like 4 sessions. I'm real smart. I don't know if you guys knew that. But I got to give her like I was about to say the skinny, which would have been inappropriate. The down low on the book about fat phobia I just finished reading, and she was like, oh, that's really interesting. So I suggested that to her. And then there was a couple others that I'd read that were like related to mental health that she hadn't heard of before that I got to recommend. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, we were also talking about New Year's resolutions yesterday because I've talked about this on stream before, but the way I do New Year's resolutions is not the way a lot of people do them. So instead of saying I want to do this thing X amount of time, so amount of books read or amount of weight lost or whatever, which is like generally confined to 1 year, I try to do things that make a continuing change in my life. So like 1 year I want to play more indie games, and so I did, and then I continued playing more indie games. And 1 year it was I want to read more, and then I continued reading more, kind of a thing. I haven't decided for this next year. Another one was take more selfies of myself. And I think that one ended up being kind of a cheat because I ended up dating 2 different people who wanted to see my face a lot that year. So I did take a lot more selfies, actually. But I haven't decided what to do for next year. And honestly, I don't think I really did one this year either. I did give myself like space to be off the hook about social media around my business a little bit more, which is good. I do think one thing I will work on for my business is getting my finances more obviously, which is business and which is my own stuff. Because right now I keep a spreadsheet of stuff, but it really is not clearly separate in a way that is like, I was about to say clear again, but like fully separate, because it all comes out of the same bank account. So getting another bank account going for that specifically will be good, especially now that Patreon has added a option to deposit stuff directly to your bank account instead of just going through PayPal, which charges you fees on top of the Patreon fees. Oh yeah, that's fair. I tend to not like go really hard at it, but it's just because like if I have too much pressure to do something, my brain won't want to do it, especially with things like quantity and things that I cannot fully control. So like one of the things you're quote unquote supposed to do around business stuff is like set a goal for the amount of orders you get per month or something. And it's like, I don't really have control over that. So if I don't make that, it's going to make me feel like even more shit when I'm not getting enough orders already, you know? So like, yes, there are things I can do to influence that, but that isn't fully in my control. How many books I read is in my control, you know what I mean? So try to keep it within my own sphere of influence.
You know, sometimes we're not prepared for adversity. Get this pedo shake.
Yeah, 1 year I just did, instead of just books, I did consume new media instead of just rewatching the same things repeatedly, which was good. And I have kind of kept up on that. I do try to like, I don't know, it's very much a neurodivergent brain thing where like when you're already overwhelmed with whatever you're doing, you just want to rewatch the same thing instead of adding more stuff to the brain file. So I do still rewatch stuff a lot, but I do try to mix some other stuff in there. Maybe one for business I will do is to include more products and work on getting wholesale set up. Those are 2 things that would be good. Just like getting more diverse products, that's what I really mean. Because like, if you want stickers, I got stickers, baby. But other stuff. Yep, all good. Good luck with cleaning and thanks for popping in. I will probably see you later. Are you streaming today? I think you are. Yeah, so I'm sure we will come see you later. I gotta keep my stream streak up. Which for the most part I don't care about those. But with rainbows, like I'm there so often that I'm like, I need number go up E. Okay. Deciding what colors to do for various things. Actually, this color that's still here would be good for that. Oh, good. Have good rest, Illuminati. Thank you for the lurk. Hello, sexy frat boy. How are you doing today? Oh, hi, Hyde. That's such a funny username for you. I never would have connected that. Yeah. I talk about your art all the time, actually. I have a print from you sitting over here. I'm going to show it off to everybody. This is one of my favorite artists, everybody. I'm absolutely thrilled that you're here right now. That's so funny. I haven't gotten this one matted yet, but I put it in the frame just to flatten it. Let's see, my cam is not really big enough to show the whole thing. But yeah, this is Hyde's art, who I talk about fairly regularly, actually. But very trans-influenced art, which is super cool, trans masc specifically. And Hyde does almost all of his art with a computer mouse. So, like, wild. Yeah, I really like this one. I think it's gonna look really nice with like a gold mat. So it's sitting around until I have the money for that. Yeah, I know, where did I put my water? Oh my gosh. I'm glad I moved that so I didn't knock it over. I know that you've been kind of going through it. Because I saw your post earlier about the screen printing stuff. Which I hope that works out as well as it can, I guess, is the way to say it, but that sucks. Yeah, it's nice to see you and like actually chat with you a bit. Which this one that we're working on is going to be the sticker club design from my Patreon for January. So I need to get this done so I can prep the file and then actually print the stickers and photograph them. Oh, good. Yeah, that's so frustrating. It's wild how many companies are just not even really companies anymore. And it's almost impossible to tell which is which. Oh, also, Hyde, if you want to drop links to your shop or your Tumblr or anything, you should feel free to. Links aren't restricted. I didn't mix enough of this color. We're gonna get to redo it. Which is fine. A lot of this is gonna darken up, specifically the like brick behind this. Because it would be like sooty from the fire in the place. Yeah, that's so wild. Oh, that's right. You were taking a break. I remember that now that you say it. Yeah, I may end up taking a break sometime in January. Yes, for sure. I mean, not quite the same color, but that's fine. No, you're fine. You're totally fine. No need to apologize. Like, oh no, somebody who I admire and think is really cool is talking to me. I think doing the flames on these guys is probably going to be both the weirdest and the most fun part of this. Like, I can't help that I know so many talented artists. Yeah, everybody gets chatty here. That's, well, I mean, except for people who lurk, which you are also valid, and I appreciate that you're here, lurkers. I love you. But yeah, I kind of have a generally chatty stream a lot of the time, I think. So, you fit in just fine. Yeah, nice to meet you officially. You do, but you also come in and then just shout in all caps occasionally to make sure that everybody knows you're here. Yeah, lurkers are well and truly the backbone of Twitch. And honestly, with the, I forget what they call it, whatever their, like, little year wrap-up thing is. If you have a streamer one, it tells you, like, your top supporters, which is people who have spent the most time in your stream. And a lot of mine are people who just lurk. So I made sure to shout them out in my Discord, because you guys are also really important. Rewind, yes, that's what they call it. Or is that the YouTube one? I don't know, I don't remember. Yeah, what's for dinner, Shawnee? Shawnee is a great cook and is always making something. Wait, it's Friday, so it's pizza day? You often make homemade pizza on Fridays. Yeah, me either, Stars. As long as you all know what I'm talking about, like, that's good. It is Friday. God, every time I laugh, my back cracks. If you guys can hear that, I'm sorry. My body is held together with rotten rubber bands. Ooh, that sounds good. Cheesy broccoli rice. I'm not the biggest broccoli fan, but that sounds awesome. I do love a rice situation. Like, I'm sure there's some people out there who don't like rice for whatever reason, but I don't think that they're right. Yeah, I have hypermobility, and thanks to a hormone cycle that you have if you were once a uterus haver, which I no longer have a uterus, but if you have a menstrual cycle of any sort, the hormone cycle will loosen up all of your connective tissue at a certain point, which is where I'm at this week, which means all of my joints are even worse than normal. And we've had a bunch of pressure shifts here with the weather, which also makes it worse for me. I think this is supposed to be a brick. Yeah, I felt like Wednesday was Friday, and now I don't even know what day I think it is. I think I just didn't get enough sleep, and so my brain is like not connecting any sort of reality to what is happening around me. I think I'm gonna do the flagstones in the actual grate. Much darker, like black kind of color. Yeah, body's bad design. I know we spent like however many billion years getting to this design, but I think we need to go back to the beta and try again. Oh, I can use the warm gray for that, actually. That'll be perfect instead of the cool gray. Okay. Because this would be pretty sooty. Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, so like I got a hysterectomy this year, and I decided specifically to keep my ovaries because if you remove your ovaries, your bones can just like disintegrate if you don't have enough hormones, which is why older women have extra osteoporosis chances, is because of the hormones changing. And based on how this administration is going, I didn't trust there to still be hormones for me to have for hormone replacement therapy, even though I can pass as cis. That's so fair, Freezered. And it turns out I was right, because like a week after I got surgery, they started really going after that hardcore. Same with Medicaid, which I'm on. Did this while this brick was still too wet. So I was right, but I'm pissed off that I was right. That shouldn't be a thing. It's so dumb. Oh, maybe I should use one of the new brushes, because there was one that was like... Where is it? There you are. But, yeah. So, because, like, either my bones would disintegrate because I didn't have hormones, or I get to deal with all of my muscles and ligaments trying to leave me once a month. Yeah. So luckily, the way that I do my line art for stuff like this is I do it digitally first, and then I like make my own graphite paper and transfer it onto a page. So it's not as bad as redoing it usually, because I can just like print another sheet. So it's not like completely redoing it from scratch, which is good. Otherwise, I don't know that I would have had time to redo it, honestly. But I'm just so specific about how I want things to turn out that I cannot just put it straight on the expensive paper. Okay. Let's see how you work. I love how I said at the beginning of the stream, we probably won't use the new brushes on this. I lied. Yeah, I don't think this is the right application for this brush, but I think that will be very useful, actually. Yeah. We will use this guy. I think he will work a little bit better. Just want to make sure to add like a little bit of texture stank on these guys. They aren't quite so boring. Yeah. I feel like that's one of the like big artist things too, is like not charging enough for your work because you're like, well, I can see all the mistakes, but like nobody else can if you don't tell them. That's one of the things that I started like being very specific about when I started Patreon. Whenever I like post something on social media as a finished piece or whatever, I never point out my own mistakes. Because if you don't point out the mistakes, nobody else notices either. So, like, I will on Patreon sometimes go, this part of the project didn't go the way that I really wanted it to. But that's the only place you get to see me make that kind of call. So you have to pay to see my mistakes. I am generally pretty good about my pricing and stuff, like actually keeping it vaguely consistent. But there is definitely a vibe check for a piece. So I have a base amount that's based on the square inch of the piece. And then from that, I will add or subtract a little bit based on vibes. So like if it's a piece that I really never want to see again, it will be a lot cheaper. If it's a piece that I like and will be sad to see go, it's more expensive. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, I do think that people enjoy seeing some of, like, the background work, which is part of the reason why people enjoy watching me stream. But, I don't know where I was going with that. I lost my sentence. It's brain hell week for me, so my ADHD is, like, way worse this week. And so are my joints. It's all connected. Except when it isn't, because my joints don't stay connected. I also didn't get enough sleep last night, which is not helping the brain situation. Although I will say that I enjoy seeing what you put into your art, because so many of your pieces are like so personal to you in ways that I wouldn't notice, which is very cool. Yeah, sure is, Kvilt. It's like, especially with that that piece that band just freaking took from you and stuff like that. Like, your stuff is very personal in specific ways to you, and I find that very interesting personally, because you have such different experiences than what I do from life. And especially with all the kind of symbolism you find in Judaism, which I find very interesting. So it definitely teaches me stuff when you share that, and I find that really cool. But I know that, like, that's probably also an artist thing, you know? Where I'm like, this is so neat. Whereas the average layperson would be like, I don't need all that. Yeah, I stayed up too late last night hoping for something that didn't happen. I should have just gone to sleep. That's so real. Yeah, for sure. And I will say, just like, even aside from art, I learned a lot from people on Tumblr just because I have access to so much wider experiences than what I have. Because, like, I'm boring Wonder Bread mayo person. Like, I'm so white. But I really enjoy, like, learning about things from people who are willing to, share. Which on Tumblr, you run into a lot of people who are willing to share. And I will say, one of the reasons that I like Judaism so much is that a lot of it is based on questioning things. So Jewish people that I've talked to, when I ask a question, they're like very interested in sharing that and discussing it with me. So it means that I know more about it just because people like are ready to share about it, which is cool. So I have a lot of really cool Jewish friends who will just like answer my random cultural anthropology questions. Yeah, for sure. And like, yeah, I do legitimately call myself Wonder Bread or Mayo or whatever, because like, as far as we know, my family is all white. There is a I'll tell you how white we are with a single story. There's a myth on one side of my family, or a story, because if I call it a myth, one of my great aunts will come at me with a stick. That we have one Indian woman in our family. So we're part native. That's the level of white my family is. Because nobody but full-ass white people will pull that shit. See, I don't like mayo. I'm a Miracle Whip person. That's just what I grew up with. Yeah, but I legitimately have a BA in cultural anthropology. So, like, just because my history is the general history, like what is mostly focused on, because white people be focusing on white people. I do like seek out other information and stuff like that. It's very tangy, but it has a different mouthfeel to mayo that I prefer, because a lot of mayo just feels greasy to me, and I don't like the way it feels. It does last a lot longer too, because it's like very similar to like Cheese Whiz or something that's not real food, TM. Excuse me. What I get for having coffee this morning and like chugging it. Yeah, we're all like both sides. Well, the side of my family that we are closest to, I guess I'll put it that way, is all farmers. So my maternal grandfather's parents both owned farms. And that's where they grew up, on the East Coast, and then they moved to California. So we're very much the meat and potatoes farmer folks. Yeah, very cool. Because there was, I forget what the name of it was, but my great grandmother and great grandfather, who I like, that great grandmother lived with us for a while when I was a teenager, set up a like, not quite a farming commune, but it was like a farming community that they and a bunch of their friends bought land at, out in California, which is when they moved from Indiana out. Like, by the time I was around, that was no longer a thing, but that's how we ended up on the West Coast. I don't think so. They had a specific name for like the group of farms that they had, and I don't remember what it was called. I probably have it written down somewhere or have a recording of my grandma talking about it. Because even though Grammy, which is what we called my great grandma, lived with us for a while, it was when I was, a shitty teenager, and so wasn't fully interested in family history. So I did talk to my grandma about that more when I was in my 20s, but Grammy had passed away at that point. So actually, I used a photo for my first D&D character. I used a photo of my great grandmother when she was younger as the like base face for Finwin, if anybody remembers Finn. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, that's great. My the current D&D character that I'm playing is like not that at all, but she does have
You're
all
doing
my family
amazing,
drama.
sweetie.
Thank you. And we have like my crew has not even cracked the code on the amount of trauma that Io has. Like, what is D&D if not a container for all your trauma? Yeah, for sure. For sure. So I think I've shown her design before. I don't have my iPad out here. I'd show you again, but she's a 6'4" tiefling, and her family is like a crew of like a caravan of fortune tellers who are basically cheating everybody because they know that it's fake, but they're still like super powerful and lie to a bunch of people basically. And they have, every one of them is based around a moth, which would be where Io comes from, and an assigned tarot card. And that's when they get their like fortune telling name when they come of age and are sent out from the caravan, basically like on a mission to do like make more connections on their own. So they have like huge tattoos. So Io is just absolutely covered in tattoos and piercings. Like they have face tattoos that are of their moth. So she has like a full face tattoo of an Io moth spread out on her face, where like the nose is the body. Yeah, pretty much. She's the devil is her tarot card. Because she wants to break out of the family really bad, but her family has decided that it's her bad habits is the other side of the devil card, are harming the family. Yeah, exactly. I decide what bit I want to do next. I think I want to just work on the stones for a bit. And we can work on the fire last, because that'll be like... Oh, although actually I should work on the laying down horse a bit too, because this horse is going to be all fire, but this one is going to be more like coal oriented. Yeah, I have a lot of practice, I think is the short answer. Also, it's a lot easier when you have like full line art, because it's basically just coloring at that point. And like you don't need to think too hard. So like when I was doing the fruits, which you'll like these if you haven't seen them, I think. But I'm doing a set of fruits that are moon phases. So like doing something like this where I did full watercolor. This took me like 3 days of working on it all day. That takes a lot longer. Let's see. There's the cantaloupe. Where's the... Yeah, so I'm doing the moon phases as different fruits, like cut fruits. And I will say that the pomegranate is my favorite. I really like the way that turned out. But I am very fond of the peach also. So we did those, and then I'm still working on the last ones, but we worked on the pineapple last time. And then the yellow watermelon is not done yet, but we started it. I do want to lift up some of the color on these shadows because I think they're a bit too dark. But yeah. So something like this takes way longer than just like something that is lined already. Thank you. Yeah, I thought you'd like the pomegranate specifically because I know that's a theme in your art a lot too. I really need to figure out a better way to organize things on this desk. I say desk, this is a coffee table. Although, I don't think I mentioned this to anybody, but my dad has agreed for my Christmas present to help me with the flooring in the studio so that I can actually get that set up. I don't know about stereotyping. I'm noticing a theme. Because you do make those the little like metal clay. You do pomegranates on those a lot. And it does show up in your art quite a bit. But that means that I'll actually be able to set up my workspace properly. So I'll have a real desk soon, you guys. I just need to figure out what flooring I want down there. And send him a bill, basically. Oh, those are channel points. So you get them for sitting around in stream or giving bits or subscribing. And so they're points that are specific to the channel. And each channel can name them and have a little individual logo for them. But it's just like an in-stream currency. And actually, I've been meaning to redo that image. Because I feel like I could do it like the other jelly beans we did. For the Patreon tiers. Do like an ice cream one maybe? Or a snow cone. Snow cone would be good. Like a rainbow snow cone? Alright, I've come up with another idea that I don't have time to do. I do also need to get the sticker sheet set up for those. Although he's not out here right now. We're taking care of a cat named Con. And he's a very cuddly boy, but he's mad at me, so because I left the bedroom. So he's probably hanging out in my bedroom on the heated blanket, I think. But where is the sticker for that? I know I have one around here somewhere. Again, I need to get better at organizing things out here. So I just have like a little thing that's a stack of all my stickers, but I should have one that's so that I can show people, but I should have the one jelly bean that's for the Patreon sticker this month somewhere in here. That's a bookmark, that's not a sticker. Let's play. How many stickers do I have? It's too many. That's not it. Did I not bring it out here? I swear I did. Put it in the back. There's the December sticker from last year. And the little bonus. Because I thought it was really funny to give everybody fruitcake for Christmas.
Christmas. Where did I put it? Maybe I didn't bring one out here. Maybe I did. I think Khan would speak like a little peasant boy. Honestly, like on that same post that goes around on Tumblr that has the cat with like the like lollipop being like, I've been a good boy today, so mother has decided I can have a treat, kind of a thing. I feel like he'd be like that. And then he would also whine like a college sorority girl. Because he's a whiner. I don't know where I put that. Maybe I didn't bring one out here and I'm just misremembering. Yeah, I know, Bells. I'm gonna get put away in prison. Yeah, I think, so that fruitcake specifically I painted the one that my grandma made, which has like real dried fruit in it instead of like the candied citron and stuff, which I think is part of why people complain about it, is because a lot of times they've eaten the ones that are mass produced and kept in the grocery store for God knows how long, so they're like really stale. But my grandma always made a really nice one that was just like a quick bread with dried fruit and nuts in it, which is what I did for that. Which I have the painting still somewhere. Actually, I can just pull out the jelly beans, which is why I started doing that in the first place. But I did a bunch of, I also enjoy some stale food. And honestly, I feel like stale fruitcake just means it goes well with a beverage. Like, have it with some tea. But I did a series of little, like, jelly beans and different food flavors. For my Patreon tiers. And then I had an extra piece of paper that was the right size. So this design is the sticker club sticker for this month. So if you joined this month, you get this sticker in the mail. Yeah, I am very partial to the s'more one, actually. I like the texture I got on there. Yeah, I also really like the root beer. Yeah, I did send some for people that I knew were going to be in the sticker club for the next month. I did send it out with some of the November ones. Thank you. So I want to do some more, and I think I'll do another one of those to replace the chili bean art that we have now. And I think I've convinced myself that it should be a rainbow circle. But those were pretty fun to do and relatively simple. It took a little bit of thinking to get the shapes right and stuff, but it was pretty fun. So I might do more of those. I am planning to do a sticker sheet with those ones. I haven't gotten around to prepping that file yet. I don't know that I would want to print them myself, or if I would have them printed through a company. If I can figure out the right cutting. Brain? Hello? The right cutting settings. Then I could do them myself. But sticker sheets are kind of a little bit of a pain in the butt. So it would take some trial and error. I guess any of the cuttings take some trial and error, and I've just done the trial and error for the single stickers. Although I got a new type of blade for my Cameo cutter. That's for thicker stuff, which is good. Yeah. I think I can do it, but like if I want to do it is the real question. Like, do I really want to put in that much work? I don't know. But it does mean, like, all of the sticker sheets that I have now are printed through Sticker Ninja, which is a really nice company. And they're a little bit more expensive, but that's because they like actually give a shit about their employees. Yeah. I feel that. And like the more aligning things you have to have on a single thing for it to count as good enough makes it worse, which like sticker sheet is exactly that. I do know some people who do, not with Cricut. I always want to call them cry cuts. That's how I always thought it was pronounced, but it's not. So I always have to like think about how I'm pronouncing it. But I do know some people with like silhouettes who do their own sticker sheets. So like they've managed it. I can probably manage it too. Although I have to realign my blade every single time I use it. Like I have to reset the blade carriage, which isn't difficult. It's just like moving the thing back and forth a bit on the track so that it resets itself. But I think that's because we have so many earthquakes here that it just kind of like, I don't always notice the earthquakes, but I think we have enough small earthquakes that it like barely knocks it out of alignment in between when I've used it and when I haven't. Also, the table I have it on is not ideal. I think it'll be better when I can set it up on like my proper desk downstairs. Yeah, we do. It's gotten to the point where like I don't feel an earthquake. Like I don't notice unless it's up to like a 3.5 or something. For those not in the know, I live in Alaska. We are the land of many earthquakes. Yeah. we had one that was actually noticeable, like woke me up a couple weeks ago. And I think that one was like a 4 or something. I forget what they set it at. Because like when it shows up at first, it's not as accurate a number, so it changes sometimes. I very rarely go back to check. Though I grew up in Oregon where there aren't as many earthquakes. But even in Oregon, I like always slept through them. Just didn't notice. Like at a certain point, like anytime I was home and taking a nap because I wasn't feeling well, like home from school, there would be an earthquake and I would sleep through it. So it got to the point where it's just like, I'm just like a little warning device for an earthquake, I guess. I have to check my earthquake app and see how big that earthquake actually was, because it's going to bother me that I don't remember. Yeah. So Alaska has like one of the most active faults. Same with Hawaii. We both have like relatively new tectonic plates that are moving around. So we have newer mountain ranges than like the East Coast and stuff. which means we jiggle around. And there's plenty of me to jiggle. Well, there was 2 days ago that I straight up didn't feel, even though it was 26 miles away from us. Bojangles, I love that. When was that big one? I don't remember when it was. Oh, it was Thanksgiving, actually. I remember now. Vaguely. Memory? Who is she? Oh, it was a 6.0. Not a 4 point. That should just tell you how used to earthquakes I am, I think. It's like, I was like, it wasn't that serious. It was like a 4 point something. No, it was a 6. We did have a really big one. Thanksgiving 2018. Like big enough that it made news and like there was significant damage. So like one of the roads like fell apart in the middle kind of situation. One of the major roads here, which we don't have a lot of major roads, but one of the thoroughfares through town. Like my friend was teaching middle school. My best friend who I've talked about before, the one who passed away, was in the middle of teaching middle school when that happened. And it freaked him out. Because like all the power went out and they had to close down the school for a while because of gas leaks and stuff. So it was like an actual big one. But like the 6.0, we didn't really have any issues. And they always give us a tsunami warning, but like we aren't gonna get a tsunami here. The way that the inlet is shaped, it like blocks it from us. Like farther out, like in the Aleutians and stuff, the islands, there's where you get tsunamis. But here it's fine. Which is nice. That's one thing I don't have to worry about. Because I was definitely in Oregon. I went to a summer camp that was on the ocean. And one of the basic, like, safety things that they did every year was telling you what to do in case of a tsunami. Because, like, they were right on the ocean. So if there was something, you were going to need to move fast. I definitely had a reasonable fear of them while growing up. Secret power. Power over bees. I feel like that can either go very peacefully or very dramatic painfully. Ooh, that's interesting. I love that. It's like either you use that power to become the best beekeeper that the world has ever seen, or you unleash masses of bees, like in that Oprah clip. The fake Oprah clip, but you know. Bees! That's great. I love that. Oh, I actually saw, I didn't realize that they were doing this, but the Monterey Bay Aquarium has a deep sea drawing list. Kind of like an Inktober list for this month for Deep Sea Tober, which I didn't know that was a thing until like 2 days ago. But that's a really cool idea. If I had time to do prompt lists, I would do that. Yeah, exactly. Don't talk to me or my 2,000 daughters ever again. That's me with my internet kiddos, honestly. Yeah, I'm bad about it. I have only fully completed one drawing list ever, and it was in 2023, and I almost died. I was way overwhelmed. I keep thinking that I want to, and then because I did Stream Ink specifically, but Stream Ink is dead now, so I say dead like. A bunch of the organizers have moved on to other things, so the remaining organizers are like retiring it. Which is a shame, because I did like their format and stuff, which is cool. I wish I had had time to actually do it this year for like their last one, but I just really didn't. There's so much cat hair on every single brush that I own now. I would not be surprised if he's marking up the brushes that I have in the cup over here, honestly, and that's why I keep getting so many cat hairs on them. Although my boyfriend does a lot of the prompt list, so he does Mermay, and then he also did Dinovember this past month. He's very good at completing things. Actually, I have some of his Mermaid stickers because I did a limited edition run of Captain Ahab stickers for my Tipathon, and some of them were the mermaids. He usually does like creepy ones, which is really cool. So there's the vampire squid and barrel eye and the giant isopod. Which are all really cool. My boyfriend is a very talented artist. He made my PNG tuber, actually. He made this. He made me. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Shawnee. I was about to do that. He also does cutesy stuff, because the other stickers that were in this pack for people who supported were these little ones of my fursona. Which are so cute. Look at how cute I am. He has a Animal Crossing villager commission. That's always really cute. Okay, I think it's probably time to add some more color to our coal-seated horse here. I kind of want it to have the vibes of like when the fire is dying down and it's all warm and everybody's sleepy. That's the kind of vibe I want. just wanted. Oh, thank you. I have not taken a photo at all this whole time. Thank you, Shawnee. I love you. I'm gonna finish the brick texture and then I will do that. Here we go. Oh, my back hurts. I wonder how that happened. It's almost like my body doesn't work right or something. Okay, we're gonna do some like brighter colors underneath this and like random splotches. And then we're gonna end up putting some black over it. I will dink it later, thank you. Waiter dinked. Oh, I don't think I mentioned for the Christmas Day stream, I do have at least one gift to open because Google got me something that arrived today. If I get any other gifts, then I will also open them then if the people who sent them are good with it. At some point I could, but I don't think it's like super necessary. Because I think we're just going to keep working on this. If I was going to work on the watermelon, I would have wanted to grab it. Just because that's where my reference images are on. That was not a correct sentence. You know what I mean. A big sploosh. I do think it's funny how well the mic picks up the various brush swooshes that I do. Okay. Let that dry, and then we can use some of the lunar black that does the really intense granulation, and that will make it look more whole-esque. Thank you. Yeah, I'll let that dry, and then we can do the flame one too. Mess with other stuff in between. Probably do more of this because I do want to make the grout or whatever look textured. I don't know what color I really want to use for that. I might just use yellow ochre. Probably should use the color of the month, which is the Naples yellow, which is close to yellow ochre, but it's a little paler, a little more orangey, I think. And probably deepen up the rocks around it a bit, because, yeah. We'll do that and then shade it a little bit, I think. But it does feel more like the fire's there. So we'll get the deeper shadows coming out. Will involve a little bit of thinking. But we can do it. I believe in us. What are you screaming for, Amma? Or are you just screaming to scream? That's also valid. After I finish doing this bit, I will take another photo. I should take a photo while that's there before I put the black on. Yeah, Amma does scream, and we love Amma for that. Then I need to decide if I want to do that color behind the text or not. I might not. I think leaving it clearer is nicer. One also isn't going to have like a very defined edge, which is going to be a pain for prepping this file, but it's fine.
Does it feel good?
Ah. I was still so pleased with myself for making that. But the sound is my friend Sleepy, who Amma just used one of their emotes actually to scrim, as you do.
If you didn't fight me.
Thank you, Shani. Maybe I don't mind that being similar in color. You can also differentiate it a little bit more with whatever color I use to shade. Could just do gray. I need to do 6,000 things. I thought of one thing I needed to do and then immediately thought of 5 more. Owning your own business is so super fun. Everybody should do it. It's not awful and you won't work every single day, every single hour, every single minute for the rest of your life. It's super fun. Just do it. Yes! Good. Miss Tomato. Tomato streams are nice and chill. Tomato is also a very talented artist. I have very many talented artist friends. Excuse me. It's been super dry here, and even though I have the humidifier running, it's still doobie sniffle season. I would like to finish this today, but I don't know that that is going to be how it goes. I do have the Monday streams back on the schedule because the semester's over, so I'm not modeling for now. Thank you. And we'll see. Now that I have 3 streams back, I might do one micless stream a week where we just hang out and co-work quietly. Because I tend to get more done when I'm not talking to you guys. As much as I love talking to you guys. I do get more work done when I'm not being chatty. Wild concept. But I didn't want to do that when I only had 2 streams a week. Especially, it's making a very good grout color. I'm pleased with myself. Especially when I missed so many. Such is the way. Like, I try to co-work in people's streams, and some people's streams are better co-working streams than others. But if I am going to actually get work done, I cannot say that I'm there because I will start chatting. And I will not stop. So like, for instance, in Rainbow's stream, I talk so much. And again, with the, I don't remember what they're called, but the Twitch wrap-up thing. Every year that they've done that, I see the amount of chats that I have sent in people's streams, and I'm like, don't let me in your stream because I will show up and I will never shut the fuck up. I talk so much. Have fun, Freezered, with whatever you're doing, hopefully, or survive it. I think that's a more achievable goal, probably. But good to see you. Have a good one. I may change the grout color on the outside to this, because this slaps. Actually, this is perfect. Hi, Potato! What stickers? What stickers are you making? You should share. Here's another one of my talented artist friends. I have so many. I collect them like trading cards. Thank you, Shawnee. I wasn't sure if the Naples yellow was going to end up on, like, being a color I use regularly, but just specifically for this grout color, if I ever do this again, that's the go-to. Fish!
Hey,
Excellent. You should
pause
do
what you're
some...
doing for a sec.
Yeah.
I want you to know that while it can
This
be
is the wrong
difficult
one for
to
my
see your
boyfriend.
own progress, know that I see how hard you're working, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you. My boyfriend has 2 in there, and one is like the short one, and then there's that one, which is like full on like double hand decking compliment. You should also, yeah, do ones of your little squirrel potato. Like the one where you're in the box with the what's that called? The like astronaut globe head. That one's super cute. I would want that as a sticker. Ooh, actually, I may have just decided on 2026's New Year resolution. Maybe I want to commission more people. I've done a few commissions lately. Now that both my boyfriend and I have personas with our personas. And they've both been super cute and I love them. So I might try to do more of that next year, actually. Which is basically just supporting more artists, which is also a good thing. Nice. Thanks for streaking in my chat, Potato. Yeah, I do work at it, honestly. I try to be supportive to folks, but there's always, if I have the money, I will definitely spend way more money than I really have at people's shops. Everybody just makes such cool stuff. I do have like a whole collection of prints and original art from people to put up on my wall once I get my studio set up. But there was some water damage in that room that we had to fix first, which I did get handled. Now I just need to replace the flooring and then we'll be set. But I'm probably going to paint the walls and stuff down there too, I'm thinking. Because I want to. And if it's going to be like my streaming space when I can actually like get a face cam and stuff, I want it to look cute. Oh man, we're all the way up to 16 degrees today, folks. It's practically tropical. I was like, it's not quite as cold today. Welcome to Alaska, where 16 degrees Fahrenheit is warm. Our low for today was -5, so just to put that in some sort of perspective. Yeah, we have plenty of that, so if you want to come visit, you're welcome to. Yeah, there are times when we cannot open our windows, like at all, for months on end, because it's so cold out. I have a space heater set up in my room. Because we also, our house is from the 70s, which means that the insulation isn't great. And even though we replaced some of the windows, we did not replace all of the windows. So we lose a fair amount of heat. And my room has 2 windows open to, or not 2 windows, 2 walls like against the outside, which is colder. So it gets a little chilly. And add some black. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no kidding, Johnny. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant. Because yeah, those houses don't really have any insulation so much. Thank you for bapping me. Oops and baps. Oh, there's something else I should say, actually. Speaking of supporting other artists. The person who made these little pins, the little bee pride pins, this one, is just like the plain color one. This one isn't like a pride one. This one's the bi pride one. Those are just the ones that I have out here. Is short on their rent for this month, so they're selling some pins through their shop. Their username is Eskiworks. ESKI. I will find their shop. I did reskeet, I guess is the word we've decided to use, their thing on Blue Sky yesterday. But yeah, it's just Eskiworks on Ko-fi. If you don't mind, Shani, that would be great. You'll be faster at it than I will be on my poor laptop. But if you're interested in these pins or the other things that they do, they could use some extra money for their rent this month. Just saw that sitting there and was like, oh wait, that's a thing. I do need to remember to pull those off this desk and bring them back to my room, because those two are for my boyfriend and his daughter, which I still need to send them their Christmas presents. So when I pack those up, I should do that. I have so much stuff to send them, though. I send them stuff all the time. So like, if I forget, it's not that big a deal, but that is the intention. Yes, Shawnee is legitimately the best mod ever. All of my mods are good when they're here, but Shawnee is very consistent about showing up. And is always as quick to help as I am in other people's chats when I'm a mod, which is the highest compliment I can give. Because I definitely am one of those crazy mods that is way ahead of the curve and already has the link ready to go. Thank you, Shawnee. But yeah, their stuff is really cool. And the pens turned out really, really good. I believe they also have some stickers they were doing. I don't know if those were a Patreon, or not Patreon, a Kickstarter exclusive or not, though.
Olive hands is on my lips, trip my mouth to get out of this. Silver screams and phantom power, drowning out all the other sounds. Skipping though the song is dead, clipped white noise circling in my head. Round and round on a velvet wheel, dim and imminent. Little babies and big machines all shimmer to the left, shimmer to the right. I'm gonna
Yeah, I don't think this is full on getting done today, but that's okay. I might finish it over the weekend. Yeah, that's so fair. I try to expand in one of the bonuses of using Instagram more because of my boyfriend instead of run into people. So I actually showed another person stickers earlier. I can show you. Actually, because you'll probably like some of them. But these are from Lavender Cowboy. Can you come out of the envelope, please, buddy? Let me move this so I don't get watercolor and everything. But yeah, Lavender Cowboy art. And they do a lot of bugs, which is cool. But I got a bunch of possum stuff. Here's their username spelled out and everything. But I've got the little progress flag pride possum, and I got protect trans folks, kids' rights, futures. And then I got the little trash pack, which is cute. There's a bunch of really cool stickers, and they have a bunch of really cool insect ones too. But I just ran into them on Instagram, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I'm excited about those. I'll get to put those in my sticker book, which is from another artist that does a bunch of awesome stuff. Cool. I don't know. I just like stickers. I've gotten better about actually using stickers and putting them on things. Because the way that I've convinced myself that it's not some huge crime to use up something is the worst that happens is I use the sticker and I want another one, and then I get to support an artist that I like again. You know? Yeah, same. I have mine in a reusable sticker book, which I was hoping to do a sticker book of my own because I've been making little Alaska stamp paintings. So, like a postage stamp with a painting of something Alaskan in the middle of it. to get some of that sweet, sweet tourist money. And I was hoping to do one that looked kind of like a, like with the cover looked like a very stamped postcard or like a suitcase that had all of the like travel stickers on it kind of a thing. But basically every single reusable sticker book printing company is in China. And because of the tariff situation, that means no. So I was thinking I would do custom made binders with like bigger sheets of reusable sticker paper that you could put in there, and then they would also be rearrangeable, like the pages, so you could put more pages in if you need more pages. But again, all of the sticker paper is made in China, so the prices have gone up a lot. Which, I'm small. I have little money. I cannot afford that. And I think that would put those at a price point that was like very inaccessible to a lot of people. Yeah. Yeah, it's such a mess. Yeah, I'm sure you just have stuff everywhere because you do have like a pretty wide amount of different offerings with like your kippas and everything. I do have a printer now, like an actual nice printer, so when I do my art prints, I at least can do them to order so they aren't super stacked up and stuff, but I know that you order yours from like a company. Which means you need the space. Yeah, I feel that. We have like all of my stuff is shoved like either in my room in my closet, which is a very small room, or in like the study room that we have that's basically where all the printers and stuff is. And like it is just absolutely full to the brim of my shit. Because like I need all of the like flat mailers and the boxes and like all of my little thank you cards and all my sticker stock, and it's just everywhere. There's stuff everywhere. It's gonna be so nice to have the room downstairs set up so that I can actually have all of my stuff in one spot and not have to wander from room to room whenever I get an order. It'll also be really nice to have a spot where my weight supply goes. Or weight supply, that's not what I mean. The like scale for the mail goes. Because that, I don't really have any good place to set that, which means I don't always get a fully accurate reading on the weight. Which, for most of my packages, they're relatively small, so it isn't that big a deal. But, hey. God, USPS has gotten so expensive lately, too. Yeah, I need to remember to buy more packing tape, too. I used up one of my rolls yesterday to pack up an order. Oh, which reminds me also, like, how many things can I think of to do will never end. I also need to talk to Sleepy about what sticker they want from the giveaway last time. I already mailed out BPs. That I mailed out today. It's wild. Yeah, it's so expensive. And I appreciate... Ooh, a little treat. I appreciate anybody that... international who orders something from me because the shipping is just outrageous, and I know that. And like, as somebody from Alaska, the shipping up here gets really bad too if you don't use USPS. So like, I get it. I know how much it sucks to get a bunch of stuff and then look at the shipping cost and it's like $50. I know that pain. And I hate having to do that to other people, but it's also enough money that I really cannot just eat the cost, you know? It's so bad. Yeah, the website company that I use, their like store function has it so that you can automatically calculate the price based on weight of the package. So you just have to put in the weight for all the different items, and then it will automatically calculate that and give the person options from different shipping companies. So USPS and FedEx and stuff, which is really nice because I don't have to do a bunch of the costs like figuring there because I'm not good at math. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, most of my stuff is paper products, which isn't too bad to eat the cost on. But once you get to like the big ones, because like my big prints now are 11 by 17, and I send those flat instead of in a tube because I know that's how you do them, and it is less expensive to do it that way. But I can't send those and stickers in the tube kind of a thing, so I do flat instead. All right, a little treat. I'm gonna have one of these Airheads that's been sitting over here since Halloween. And then, yeah, what color would you like? So I do, I can explain the situation here. I fold little origami stars for the channel points, and then they go in this bucket. And when the bucket is full, I will give away a commission. So for the glitter ones, you can pick a color. The glitter stuff is a little bit more limited, but if you have a general color, you can figure out. Oh my god. Yeah, you had so much trouble with USPS. Oh, non-machinable. That's good to know. I do know that some people were having problems with USPS Ground Advantage if their packages were flat. Like if it was a flat, rigid mailer, they were saying that it was like postal fraud to send it that way, which is ridiculous because no, it's not. I haven't run into that issue so far, but I know that some people were having an issue with it. Yeah, that makes sense. This is not just the papers in here. Actually, this should not be in here where you guys can see. Random things. So many random things. If you have a color that you like, Shawnee has said that you get to pick the color. Yeah, so Shawnee redeemed the glitter origami star to the jar and said that you get to pick the color that goes in. So I will fold one and put it in the bucket. You got it. This is the really nice blue one. It's so bright. Let's play how many things do I need to have on the desk at once. The answer is all of it. There's so much random shit. That's so fair. I didn't know you were colorblind. That's interesting. Yeah, you're here all the time, Shawnee. I'm sure that you have the same amount of points that I do in, like, Rainbow Stream. Although I have spent stuff in Rainbow Stream, so. But I'm saving up for custom stream items.
There were two of us, now there are 3 and 4 here. And out of every mouth we send a chill into the air.
There we go. Little glitter star. Into the bucket. This also makes a really nice sound when you swish them around. It's good. Yes, you can. It's true. I will take a break and run ads and go to the bathroom. Where did I just put? Here's those. I will take a photo. Thank you. There it is. Little keychain can go back in there too, because I'll give one of those away when we hit the goal too. Yeah, I often will take a break. I've been trying to be better about taking it around the hour mark. But if I am focused on something and I forget, that way somebody can make me take a break. BP does that pretty often when he pops in. He'll be like, "Need to go pee, don't you? Take a break." All right, right. Either that or he redeems it, and then I'm like, I was literally just going to do that, so I'm not going to charge you for it. What flavor are you? I think that's blue and watermelon. The thing about the mystery airheads is they do them in between flavors to clean the machinery, which is smart and kind of fun. But that means it's only 2 flavors and you can figure out which 2 it is usually. Yeah. Same. Sorry, I'm talking with food in my mouth. Same with the Dum Dums mystery flavor. Yeah, I know all sorts of random shit. I still think it's funny that my therapist was so pleased that I was teaching her random stuff. She's like, "I learned so much from you yesterday." And I was like, I just know a lot of random shit, man. I like knowing stuff. I know that I said last stream that I'd read 50 books this year and I was on track to finish 2 more before the end of the year. I think I might make it to 55 by the end of this month. I've been reading. Hi Tens, good to see you. Are you free from work? Have they held you longer again? Yeah, I think that color is more what I was thinking. That works great. Alright. I think we also get to use that color for the... Well, maybe I want to use a cooler color for that. I did want to keep the colder, like, mantle area cool color versus the warmth of the hearth kind of a vibe. No! Oh no, that's good. That means you're home. I get it. Never mind. I take it back. I was thinking of Fox Den, like Lion's Den, where it's like you're still stuck in bad work, but no. I understand. I got there. If I was gonna do that with a cool color, what would I want to do? Probably this one. I think I want to work on the fire a bit. There's still going to be some more like texture work and stuff to do, but I might do that over the weekend without you. Because I also need to get that other painting of the bearded dragon on paper, and then we can work on that. But we'll see if I actually have time over the weekend. I always have so much to do all the time. That's just how being alive works anymore, I think. But yay, business. At least the majority of the business stuff is stuff I don't really like doing. Like, I'm good at it. That actually reminds me I need to update my revenue spreadsheet because I haven't done that yet this month. Which, the sooner I get all of that down, the sooner I can do my taxes, which means the sooner I cannot freak out about it anymore. I did have somebody else do my taxes last year. I'm not going to do that this year. Because that was more just like me watching them do the thing so that I understood where the like pitfalls were. And actually, excuse me, my brother is doing accounting, like going to get an accounting degree with the college. That's what he's been working on. So he will probably help me if I need help. I say probably, he would help me. And really, I do most of the work during the year, so. Excellent. Have a good dinner, Shawnee. I know that you're going to feed everybody else and then feed yourself, but... Oh, nice. Oh, interesting. It's always interesting to see where people end up putting art. Of course, it always has to do something like that. Thanks. Yeah, I'd love to see you again. It's nice of you to pop in for sure. Although I do think I'm probably going to end soon, just as a warning for folks. Because my back hurts. And also I know Rainbow is live, so. Yeah, everybody has to take care of themselves. Otherwise, I will manifest behind you and force you to drink water. Which is why we have a Dihydrate emote. That was like one of the very first emotes I made. Yeah, I'm glad you did 2 10s. I know that our schedule like doesn't always line up just because of the time difference and stuff and when you work. But it's always nice to see you, and I appreciate you always like working to take the time to come say hi to me. I really appreciate it. Yep. Especially since Rainbow had to put on real pants today because she had maintenance people. So sad. Yeah, I know you are. I see it and I appreciate it. Because I know that time zones make it so that like you can't always make it to your streamers that you want to hang out with. Like I can barely ever make a Matto stream, even though I adore his streams and would love to be there all the time. Just because of time differences and where he lives versus where I live, you know. So I see people working to make it here or lurk here or whatever, and I really appreciate it. Yeah, that's true. And I totally understand that. Anybody who is using Twitch mobile, you have my condolences, and you've impressed me. Because I had to mod off of Twitch mobile for a significant amount of time, like back when it was worse than it currently is. I know the struggles. Yep, for sure. I would much rather everybody take care of themselves, like as much as I love seeing you. If you need your rest or if you need some quiet time or something, I would much rather you take care of yourself than be here. I'm gonna end up doing a wash over that to like smooth it out a little bit. Probably differentiate some of this a bit. I also want to add some more yellow to the bricks and stuff to make the warm light kind of vibe, but I don't think that's a right now situation. Hi, Sleepy! Let me add some more. Yeah, I feel that, Tense, for sure. It's so silly, too. Like, it doesn't actually do anything. Doesn't increase productivity. Like, doesn't do anything but cost the company money. Yeah, exactly. Like, it just makes it so that it's way harder to, like, accommodate yourself. Which is one of the few good things about, like, being small business owner kind of a situation. I can actually, like, accommodate my weird brain. Yeah, yeah. And a lot of mine, honestly, is just like noise and light levels. As fluorescent lights are the devil, actually. Oh! Did you actually get pain medication this time, Sleepy, or did you raw dog it again? Good. Love that. Because you should not have to raw dog that at all, actually. Oh, good, good. That's also a good sign. Because infection, no be fun. That's also excellent. So many good newses for you. I'm glad. Yeah, that would be good, for sure. Oh, that's great, Sleepy. Was that part of your art stream? Oh, that's sweet. Bex is such a sweet person. Yeah, it was so nice to talk with you, Hyde. It's good to see you. And definitely get some good rest. Oh, actually, that reminds me, Sleepy. The perfume that I ordered for you arrived today. But you're the only person who actually knows what they're getting for Christmas fully. Everybody else is a surprise, but I was like, you have this. I think my current plan is to list it as body spray on the customs form, and we'll see if I get in trouble. It would have been so much easier if they still shipped to Canada. Like, because they did for a while. I did share Goblin Time with you. I have no further comments at this time. I promise it's not something big that will make you feel guilty. I'm just finishing up the little something that I started making for you a while back that I talked to you about briefly. What? 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 I'm glad that alert frickin' worked. It didn't the last time we did this. What did I get? What did I get? Oh, hello. Thank you, Sleepy. That'll be great once I get my desk set up. Which you weren't here for me to say, but my dad agreed to make my Christmas present flooring for the studio. So I can actually, like, get my setup accomplished. That'll be perfect. It'll be really good for storing prints and stuff. Right? It's so nice. Really? You guys are out of Denny's? I think we still have Denny's here. Although you... Like, if I'm going to one of the, like, generic breakfast places, I would go to Village Inn over Denny's up here. Because they're independently owned here, and their food is so much better. They also have, like, a proper espresso machine, so you can get, like, real coffee drinks instead of just drip coffee, which is great. Yee, thank you. I appreciate it. Anything else I want to do to this right now? I might just leave it for now. We just did a little wash of yellow to give some of the light vibes. I'll also do some orange for that. That's closer to the themes. I do need to soot up the background and work on the flames some more, but... Oh, tell us! Tell us the exciting news, Sleepy. Yeah, we have a local breakfast place that I like, but they are only open for breakfast and lunch now. They used to do dinner, but I think they only kept dinner open because I went there so often for dinner during college. Like, and I dragged basically everybody to this restaurant at one point in time because it was my favorite. But yeah. Oh, yeah, that's fair. Yeah, the quarantine era definitely killed a bunch of businesses and stuff. Me, I think I'm done working on this. Continues to work on it. That's so awesome, Sleepy. Actually, Texy Frat Boy, who was in here earlier, is one of my favorite artists and came into my stream for the first time today, and I flipped out, so I get you. I understand. I was just like, oh my god, oh my god. Yeah! I showed off one of his prints that I have sitting around waiting to get matted. I will show again. I know! That was so sweet. It was like, this I think is a common artist and internet person thing, where you think somebody is so much cooler than you. You know? But this is the trans mask artist that I talk about a lot. Sorry, I just bumped the mic with this. But, yeah, that's who Hyde is. Did this and does a lot of other things. Their shop is closed right now for the holiday break, but yeah. And Hyde does the majority of their line art with a computer mouse. Everybody just take a moment to appreciate how much detail there is in this. With a computer mouse. What a hell? But yeah, very talented artist, very cool stuff. Highly recommend. Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. It breaks my mind every time I remember it. Which is why I tell everybody else too. Which is just like nuts, me trying to reach the water that I just moved. Yeah, that's so cute. I'm so happy for you, Sleepy. That's great. was I doing? I don't even know. Spotify, did you just quit on us again? Why are you like this? Oh no, you didn't. I take it back. Oh, that's awesome. That's so cute. I love that. And your photography is good. I'm sure a lot of people haven't seen as much of your stuff as I have, but it is very good. Yeah, Sleepy does a lot of really cool, like, experimental photography stuff, so, like, a lot of photo editing and stuff. It's very cool. They've showed some of it on stream before, but not crazy often. No, get loved. Ooh, that's cool, Tens. I didn't do any holiday cards this year. I know that Raspberry is sending me one because she's like the sweetest person in the world. And I always want to do holiday cards, but I just do not get my shit together in time, ever. Yes, absolutely. Maybe I'll work on Christmas cards like around my birthday and then I will actually have them done. Because I've never really done like a real like Christmas style, holiday style release kind of a thing. So I have like the treat calendars and that's the closest that I've done to anything like really holiday related. But it would be a good idea to do that at some point. Thank you for gigantifying an emote. I love that you paid money to scowl at me. It's like classic brat behavior, honestly. Yeah, I just haven't been able to come in. I lurk there a fair amount, but a lot of times she streams at a time where I'm like on call with Cap or something, so I can't really pay proper attention. But yeah, I do definitely recommend Raspberry Usagi is the streamer that we're talking about. And she's just a sweetie. She is. I actually have some of her stickers. They're very nice. She has really cute Pokemon stickers. I have a bunch of those. I think she was the Pride Mermaid one too. I have those. I think that was her. I might be misremembering. Oh no, I didn't think you were Tens. That was just more me going, yeah, I agree. I wish life let me. I absolutely did not take it that way. I think I know you well enough to know that if you were trying to throw shade at me, you would be way more obvious about it. You would just straight up tell me, I think. Like, if I need to be called out on something that you think I need to be called out on, you'll just tell me. Yeah. Because, like, our first discussion was you calling me out on something. So, which I appreciate. I appreciate being told that somebody, like, is upset by something I said so that I can fix it, you know? And that's how we became friends, chat. Which is funny. One of my very long-term Tumblr mutuals, we also interacted, like, the first time she interacted with me, was because I was being, like, I wasn't meaning to, but I was being very condescending on some of her posts. And it was just, like, very 2012 Tumblr coded, where I was like, actually. Kind of a thing. And now we're friends. And she didn't remember that, actually. Which was really funny because I brought it up because I felt bad about it. She was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, here are the posts. And she was like, oh my God. And I was like, I know, I'm so embarrassed about it. Why did I act like that? It's because I was 22. But you know. So funny. Okay, I think that we are at a good stopping point. And I also think that I should go eat lunch because I just realized that I'm hungry. I'm gonna switch over to the ending screen. We're gonna go raid Rainbow because that's what we do here. We raid Rainbow. Thank you. I still have some more texture to put into it, I think. But that doesn't need to be a right now thing. I can work on that while I watch serial killer documentaries over the weekend. Excuse me, as I do. Shani has put the raid commands in chat. The first one has emoji that you can use anywhere on Twitch, no matter your subscription status. The second one has an emote you can use if you're subscribed to my channel. So please copy Impasta, the one that is relevant to you, if you will be joining us on our little journey today. I need to come up with like a full-on airplane spiel for that one because I always feel like I do the flight attendant voice. Yes, I will definitely take care of myself, and the rest of you should also take care of yourself. Otherwise, I will come and steal all your cheese and feed it to Khan, and then he'll get a tummy ache, and that will be your fault. So take care of yourselves. Let me do this, doing all the things. And this time I'm going to remember to copy my own raid command. Because I sure shit didn't on Wednesday. Which is fine. Like, it's Rainbow. And even if it wasn't Rainbow, everybody gets it. Like, it's whatever. Good, I'm glad. I love you too, Amma. I'm sure I'll see y'all around, because, like, we all hang out in the same spots. Let me put that through, and then I do this part, because if I don't do it in that order, my computer will cry. Take care of yourselves, be kind to yourselves, remember that you're loved because I love you. If you can't take care of or be kind to yourself for yourself, please do so for me, because I think you're awesome and deserve nice things, including from yourself, even on the days when it's really hard. So let's be kinder to ourselves and each other, and then we can meet up back here and talk about our victories, or have a bitch session, or stare with starstruck eyes at each other for a while, you know? I will be back on Monday. We're doing Monday streams again because this semester with modeling is over. So we will go back to 3 streams a week. So I will see you all on Monday, okay? Okay, bye!